Beware the F word. That's the advice to the ECB and the Eurozone's political leaders from Reuters Breakingviews editor Hugo Dixon. He joins me now. Hugo, what is the F word in this case?
It's fatigue.
Fatigue.
So last week we were talking about the fat tax. So FAT
right.
is something that is coming in, but there's fatigue this week, and it's.
And what are the signs of fatigue setting in?
I mean, there are quite a lot of signs, but I mean, what I was focusing on was particularly in Italy and Spain, which are the two big boys who are on the edge of trouble. And you've had, I mean, Monti, I think, Mario Monti, the Italian Prime Minister, made an unwise statement last week where he said that the crisis is almost over. That's the last message that you want to give.
Why would he do something like that, do you think? Do you think that was a slip of the tongue?
I don't know. I think there's ever so slight a sign that he's actually becoming sort of quite pleased with himself.
Right.
That he is.
I mean, you've been in Italy recently. You've talked to people in Italy recently. Is that a sense you got there?
No, that was about a month or so ago. I think but he. I mean, he's a smart guy. He doesn't suffer fools gladly. He's started to get a bit irritated with the politicians saying, hey, you guys are less popular than I am, which may be true, but his own popularity has fallen from, in the space of a few weeks, from, I think, 62% to 44%, according to one polling organisation.
Yeah.
And that means, because he doesn't have any parties behind him, he is really reliant on his own popularity and his integrity. And I think he made a mistake in waiting before pushing through these important labour reforms.
Yeah, and
he's done quite a few of them before, but the one that he's, in a sense, possibly the biggest one is the labour reform.
And you say that Rajoy in Spain has made a similar error, even though he's got some pretty decent backing in the country.
Yes, well, obviously he won that landslide general election, but he decided to wait until after the Andalusian regional elections, before pushing through the budget last week. So, I mean, look, the truth is that both of these men have got significant support. Rajoy in Parliament in Spain, Monti still in the country despite the slippage. But as each month goes by and as their austerity programs start to bite, their popularity will undoubtedly decline, and their ability therefore to push things through will be reduced. And I think that that's what I'm slightly sounding the alarm
So
on.
what do they need to do now? Or have they missed that chance and the delay means that this fatigue is now
don't. No, there's still things they can do. With Monti, the main thing is for him to hold his nerve on the labour reform. And if push comes to shove, I mean, he would just, actually, he can ram it through. Because what he says about the other parties is true. The political parties are a lot less popular than him. So they can't yet afford to throw him out. But he needs to make it a short, sharp decision. Similarly with Rajoy, we've seen the budget, but what we haven't seen is, which was the central government's budget, we haven't seen a very important other component, which is what's going to happen to these regional government spending. And that's a big deal in Spain because they're responsible for health and education, two huge chunks of spending.
Just to finish up with, I want to just read out this line that you start with, or at least it's in the first paragraph. A renewed sense of danger may be needed to spur politicians to address these underlying problems. You're basically saying the market's got to give them a kick up the backside, right?
Yeah. Well, you should be doing the writing.
I'll write a headline for this one next week.
That's right. But a kick. But not, I mean, you've got to be carefully calibrated. I mean, something you don't want to head right back into the severe crisis that we saw in November and December, but you need to ratchet up the pressure. So I think, and you saw a little bit of that last week in Spain with the 5.5% Spanish deals.
Good. Hugo, once again, many thanks. Hugo Dixon. Do check out my chat with Breakingviews' Robert Cole earlier. We looked at why BP's strategic overhaul is proving a long slog. That's on Reuters.com, the Reuters Insider platform, and of course the Breakingviews website. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.